Hello guys! We're back with another exciting episode. Get ready to play Put a Finger Down Lazy Edition. There are total 35 interesting statements and you have 8 seconds to put a finger down. Let's get started. If you often take naps in the middle of the day, if you've ever binge-watched an entire series in one sitting, if you've ever used voice commands to change the TV channel because the remote was too far, if you've ever taken the elevator to go up one floor, if you've ever Googled the answer to a question someone asked you from across the room, if you've ever texted someone who's in the same room as you instead of talking to them, if you've ever used a selfie stick to reach the TV remote, if you've ever worn pajamas all day because you couldn't be bothered to change, if you've ever stayed hungry because you were too lazy to make lunch, if you've ever pretended to be asleep so someone else would do a chore for you, if you've ever used a straw to drink from a glass because you didn't want to lift it, if you've ever worn the same clothes without washing them, if you've ever left a suitcase unpacked for weeks after a trip, if you've ever asked someone else to pass you the remote even though it was right next to you, if your phone has ever run out of battery because you were too lazy to charge it, if you've ever set multiple alarms in the morning just so you can hit snooze on each one, if you've ever watched TV with subtitles on because you were too lazy to turn up the volume, if you've ever worn a hat because you were too lazy to wash your hair, if you've ever asked someone else to Google something for you even though your phone was right there, if you cancel plans last moment just because you were too lazy to get out of bed, if you've ever eaten food straight out of the container because you didn't want to wash a dish, if you've ever scrolled through Netflix for hours without actually watching anything, if you've ever tried closing your bedroom lights by throwing something at it, if you've ever watched a YouTube tutorial instead of just figuring something out yourself, if you've ever ordered takeout from multiple places because you couldn't decide what you wanted, if you usually let dishes pile up because you were too lazy to wash them, if you usually leave all the work for the last minute, if you've ever used the "I'll start tomorrow" excuse for something you could have started today, if you've ever slept in your outside clothes because you didn't want to change, if you've ever worn 2 different socks to work, if you usually skip making your bed in the morning, if you've ever watched a TV show you didn't like just because it was already on, if you've ever spent the whole weekend without leaving the house, if you've ever watched a cooking show instead of actually cooking, if you've ever shoved things under your bed rather cleaning your bedroom, thank you for watching. We will be back with another exciting new episode.